Alright, here we go. Good morning. Today is 6.3, elimination of multiply and distribute, day 2. Yesterday we were able to easily eliminate because the variables were the same and the numbers were the same, right? So the only hard part about yesterday's work was to distribute the -1. But what happens if the numbers are different? There's nothing the same. Right? You multiply them to be the same. Let's see what that means. For example, let me give you some steps. Okay. For example, step 1. Sounds like New Kids on the Block. Step 1. Pick one. Pick one variable to eliminate. Pick one variable to eliminate. What does that mean? This is what I mean. X minus y equals 4. 2x minus 3y equals 10. Remember, this is advanced algebra. It's a little bit more difficult. In this case, we have nothing. We don't have a coefficient that's the same. We don't have anything we can cancel right away. Correct? Because if you were to solve that, you would get 3x minus 4y equals 14. You hadn't done anything yet. Let's pick a variable. X or y?
Y.
X? Okay. Whatever. X. So let's say we pick x, right? Let's say I pick x. But I have x and 2x. How do I get them to be the same? Think distribution. Think sign. Sign. -2 must be distributed on the top. Step 2 is find the least common multiple. So in this case, 1 and 2, what will be it? 2. You get to distribute a 2. In this case, keep this in mind, distribute one number. That number must be negative. Must be negative. Now, I'm sorry. Why must that number be negative? What's the whole point of this lesson? To cancel, to eliminate it out. If you don't have it, if you just multiply a number, you're just making it bigger, right? So you have to think like 2 to 3 steps ahead. Okay, I got to pick a letter, I got to somehow eliminate it, and I have to make this letter work.
So the least common multiple is
like you have to figure out how to make them the same. Okay? So in this case, you said 2, right? But if I want to distribute to get rid of x, I actually have to distribute a -2. That must be a -2. Now, if you don't see it, I'm sorry. If you distribute a -2, what then happens to that equation, that first equation? Jesus, what do you think what happens? What's the next line? What will this be? -2x. No. Plus 2y. -8. We leave the second equation unchanged. Leave it alone. We didn't change it. Bring it down. I'm going to stop right there. Questions? Alina, what's the next step? We already did that. And then no. Think about yesterday's. Do we have the? Can we cancel something out? Yeah. Eliminate. Eliminate. Combine like terms here. 2x minus 2x is 0. This goes away. That goes away. 2x and 2x goes away. That was the whole point of this. That goes away. All we have left is -1 1y equals 2, but that is not correct because we have to divide by -1. Therefore, y is -2. It's kind of tricky. To find the value of x, now I know that in tutoring some of us are very confused about how do we find x or the other number. Put this, substitute it back into an equation. Does it matter which one? No. Put in, let's say we use which one? Second one? Okay. 2x minus 3 times -2 equals 10. 2x plus 6 is 10. Subtract 6 on both sides. 2x equals 4. X is 2. Your intersection is 2, -2. 2, -2. 2, -2. Questions, comments, concerns? Now, how is this more difficult? There's another step. You have to add, you have to multiply, distribute. It's a lot more thinking. Yes?
So you substitute the y into the first equation?
It doesn't matter. Any equation will work. Because you're just manipulating and moving the signs around. So any equation will work. Okay? So try this on your own. I'm going to walk around, ask your neighbors for assistance. 3x minus 7y equals -19. 6x minus 2y equals 10. This is college algebra, by the way. This is because in college algebra, you'll go an extra step. There'll be z involved. Z is in zebra. Ask yourself, which letter do I want to get rid of first? To cancel it out. So in this one, you can get rid of x or you can get rid of y. Which one is the better choice? There's actually a better choice for this one. Why x for color? Right. You just have to multiply the x, the first equation, by -2 to cancel out the x. Right? So here, what she said, it's probably easier to cancel out the x because all you would have to do is multiply the top equation by -2 to get rid of the x value. So try that. Because 2 and 3 have a common factor of 6. So you can make them both 6. It's like kind of like fractions, but in a different way. Okay. The first equation should read Isaac, you look happy to be here. What should this first equation read? Positive 38. Excellent. Don't change the second equation. Leave it alone. Now, we are able to eliminate, cancel out by combining like terms. We can cancel out the x. We have left 12y equals 48. Y is 4. And then what? Where do we put this y back in? Second one? First one? Doesn't matter. Let's use the second one. 6x minus 2 times 4 equals 10. 6x minus 8 equals 10. Add 8. 6x equals 18. X is 3. Answer 3, 4. Questions? You see why I was on a case about substitution and elimination yesterday? Just one step. Build.
It doesn't always have to multiply by -2.
Because what happens if you have a number that's already negative? If you have two negatives, then you have to multiply one number by a negative to make it a positive for it to cancel out. So something you have to kind of see ahead. Right. That's going to come up next. It can be any number. Yes? Okay. What happens if you have a double elimination? Double elimination. What does that mean? Something both eliminates. Double elimination, kind of like double jeopardy. 3x plus 4y equals negative 25. 2x minus 3y equals 6. Why do you consider this? Well, why would we consider this to be a double elimination? What do you notice about the variables and the coefficients? Or you should think about how many times will it need to be distributed? Are you only distributing to one equation or both equations? This one you would have to distribute to both equations. Double elimination, both equations. Okay. Pick a letter. X or Y, everybody? X. Okay. X is good. Now, the LCM for 3 and 2. Hello. How do we get them to look the same? 6. And the other number needs to be? Okay. Negative 6. I want one to be negative, I want to be positive. How do I do that? What do I need to multiply here? It can be 2 or negative 2. Let's say if I do positive 2 to the first one, what does the second equation have to be? Negative 3. Oops, I made that 2. Negative 3. Negative 3. Now let me stop right there. Any questions about why that's happening here? Yes.
So, you just distribute the least common multiple.
Because your end goal is to make them the same and cancelable. The reason why it's 1, 2 is positive, the other one's negative is because if you have both positives, he gives you positive 6. So 1 must be negative. Okay. Questions? Any other questions in this part? Harleen? Okay. So tell me the next line, Harleen. Good. 6x plus 8y equals negative 50. In the second line, Marissa? Second equation? Excellent. Questions in that part. Do you see where the elimination happens now?
Yes.
Okay. So when you combine like terms here, here, and here, those 6x's go away. 9 minus 8. It's 1y. If I owe you $50 and I owe you $18 more?
That's
I owe you.
8 plus 9 is 7.
Oh, that's a plus sign. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. There. My bad. Sorry, my bad. Divide by 17. Nah. Negative 4. Negative 4. Sorry. Questions on how we got negative 4? This is like college level math, people. Like people who are in college do this math. This is higher, much higher level. And then how do I find the value of x? Hello. Substitute which one? I would do this first one right here. 6x plus 8 times negative 4 equals negative 50. 6x minus 32 equals negative 50. So add 32. 6x equals?
Negative 18. Oh wait, negative 18.
Is it negative 18? And then divide by 6? Excellent. Negative 4. One solution. These lessons are not easy. to understand. But practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah, this is going to be, if you do Collegiate Academy, like junior, you're going to be taking junior year your college algebra course that will count on your college transcript. Okay. Fun, F-U-N. All right, try this. I won't help you this time. Do this yourself. 2x minus 3y equals 42. 3x plus 2y equals 24. Pick a letter in your letter. Pick a number in your number. We'll walk around quietly. Yes. Then we'll have one more word after. Don't worry. Go. If you do both negatives, then this comes to -6 to go. That's not you. That's not that far. Questions?
Oh my god.
He's missing a lot. Okay, some of us are on the right track here. I know. Which letter is probably a little bit easier? Okay, X. Some picked Y. Some picked X. Okay, oh, that's okay. If you picked X, one must be a positive and one must be negative. If you pick Y, they both can be positive. Does that make sense? Because it's already negative here. So Isaac, on yours, you picked. They were both negatives. That would have made this negative. That would have made this positive. So it wouldn't have been right. So here, what do we pick? X or Y? X. So I need to multiply. What number goes here? It could be -3 or a +3. So let's say -3. If this is -3, what must this be? +2. Now don't erase yours because yours could be different, but you'll get the same answer. +3. Sorry, -3 and +2. Yes. Yes. I'm waiting. Yes. No, yeah, you are. That's what I'm doing. 6 is what you want to get as a result. As a result, right? Your goal is to make them both the same so that you're able to cancel them out later. See how they're now the same? Yes. It won't matter. It won't matter. Because it's still going to come back and eliminate itself anyways. Right? This will be 13y. This will be, is this 78? -78. Divided by 13. Regardless of how you did it, you should still get y as -6. It doesn't matter how you did it. You still get y as -6. To solve it in, 6 times x plus 4 times -6 equals 48. 6x minus 24 equals 48. You add 24 to both sides. 6x equals 72. X is 12. Answer 12 -6. Oh, good. One more. No complaining from you. Go wine somewhere. You want some cheese with that wine? Oh, you're not old enough yet. I know. It's weird. It's gross. It's nasty. Oh, you know, last night I made hold on, let me write this down. I made sour cream, low-fat sour cream dip with French onion, dried French onion soup mixed together. Oh, best. Little healthy little snack. Kind of healthy. 5x plus 2y equals negative 1. 3x plus 7y is 11. Don't do all this. We only have 10 problems tonight. 10 is I used to give like 20, by the way. For real. Like last year, we got like 20. Let's go, Joe. Remember, I had this class for second and sixth. Come in. Okay. I think most of us are on the right here. X or Y? Okay. If you do X, what number must be the same? What is your goal to get what number? 15. If you do Y, the goal is to get 14. Okay? So if you do X, you have to get 15. Y to get 14. Regardless, they have to be a negative and a positive. So if I do X, this must be 3, and this must be negative 5. If you do Y, it must be 7, negative 2. Doesn't matter. Right? So if I continue here, 15x plus 6y equals negative 3. Negative 15x minus 35y equals negative 55. I'm able to eliminate the x's. Those go away. Negative 35 plus 6, is it 29? Negative 29 and negative 58. What number is that? Y is 2. It all comes down to 2. And then substitute back in. 3x plus 7 times 2 equals 11. 3x plus 14 equals 11. 3x, oh no, subtract 14. It's a negative 3. X is negative 1. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let's do numbers. Come on, what? Don't be rude, please. Calm down. You need to hurry up. People are done when you're not finishing. Just hold on and stop yelling. Jeez. All right, here we go. 3, 6. Ooh, 9 is good. 3, 6, 9, 10. 11, 13, and 14 to get practice. Okay, you see where it says sub or elimination? Your choice. 15, 18, 20. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 18, 20. You have 10 problems on a separate paper. You have a quiz that's due on Friday over this lesson and tomorrow's lesson. Any questions before we leave? Okay, say goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Jonathan, I have it for you right here, son.